Okay. You know, the streets talk and information will start to flow around and so forth. At some point, you may or may not find out who these guys are. Do you feel a sense of anger, a sense of revenge, or do you feel like, you know something, I messed up, I put myself in this fucked up position, and that's just part of the game at this point.
Well, I mean, my whole thing is like this, right? New York is a small city. If I find out who did what they did, we'll figure it out. We'll take it from there. I'll see how I feel when I cross that road. But for right now, it's like, everything happens for a reason. Me personally, I feel like um, I kind of sort of like let my people down. I have a strong following. I let them down because I got caught up in my emotions, and I got to show them better than what I showed them, because it's not about me being a gangster, me being tough. It's about me going through moments that a lot of people go through. I don't care if you black or you white. Pain is universal. And when you come from poverty and pain, there's a trigger for everybody. So at that moment, I was at my weakest state. It's the holiday season. My mother wasn't around anymore. I was depressed, and just going back into a deep, dark place of my childhood, it triggered that. So, it's not about me just getting revenge. It's just about the people understanding how somebody that's been in a similar situation as me, we can heal each other.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. This is our first time actually talking, our first time, actually doing an interview, but I've seen you for quite some time, and you do have a following, and you do have people that actually support you, and not everyone's going to agree with you, and that's just life. Not everyone agrees with me either. But this YouTube shit is not worth your life, and it's also not worth being crippled and so forth. You could have gotten shot in the head. You could have lost your arm. You could have ended up in a wheelchair. You could have ended up shit bagged. You ultimately got somewhat lucky in this whole situation. You have to admit that to yourself.
Absolutely. But see, at the whole thing to it is it's like, okay, so now we sitting here on Vlad TV, one of the best in the game. You are arguably the best in the game, and it's like now you leading down the path of questions where people can sit up there and say, okay, how can we deal with these situations in our community because my whole thing is black people, we always have to go get the white hero, because when it comes amongst ourselves, we ain't shit. Because the reality of it is so many black content creators swayed away from the original content of just being in a broken place of where we need healing. And instead of dealing with that, is, oh, he crashed out. Okay, why did I crash out? Let's get to the root of it, so we can, bring about awareness in the communities of the things that goes, that have us in this state, the state of mind that we're in. Because every time you see a young black boy in the street, 12 and 13 years old, picking up a gun and ended up in jail for 25 years out of his life, you have to ask, what caused so much anger that he wanted to take somebody's life? Where's this coming from?